I'm going to be talking to you about September orders. And what's only happened twice in the entire program? Yeah, that's right. September was lower than August. Hi, I'm Pat McGibbon, and I'm here to talk about the U.S. Manufacturing Technology Orders Report for September. September orders for manufacturing technology came in at $362 million. Now, it's down 1% from where they were in August, and you take the first 9 months of 2019 versus the first 9 months of 2018, and we're down 18%. Now, this is very consistent with what we've been saying since March, that the market would fall by about 20% as we got through to the end of the year. And it's also consistent with what we've been saying about the overall length and duration of this downturn in the market. We see it as being short and shallow, and that we will likely see the market begin to turn around in the latter part of the first quarter of 2020, or certainly by the end of the second quarter of 2020, just in time for IMTS. Let me share with you 3 points that we found to be very interesting in this month's data. The first one was with job shops. Throughout the course of the last 4 or 5 months, job shops have gone from their typical 28% of all orders all the way to 40% as we got into August. And in September, it dropped back to 35%. As we've been out in the field at different shows, including SouthTech just recently, and talking to both manufacturers, members of AMT, and some of the customers in the job shop industry, it's really not a bad thing after all. It turns out that a lot of the job shops customers are feeling a little bit more confident, and as a result are willing to take on a little bit more of that capital risk themselves, and therefore they're buying more equipment and reducing their order levels with the job shop industry. Not a bad trend. The second point is the auto industry. Auto industry in September was up about 10%, and this was in spite of a very significant downturn in the powertrain part of that component. So what do we think this means to us? It means, again, that there's more activity in the supply chain, and that they're beginning to feel a little bit more confident about how the strike was going to turn out, as well as how some of the trade issues that they're dealing with, particularly with NAFTA 2.0. And as a result, they began to place orders in expectations that things were going to pick up for them towards the end of the 2019 and the beginning of 2020. Right on course with our expectations as well. Then third, the strength of the aerospace industry. It has really been holding up. It's just marginally above where it was in August, but it had a very good run through the summer. We see some significant opportunities. In fact, quotation levels for the aerospace industry, I've heard, are up significantly in both August and September, suggesting some pretty nice order levels from them in October and November. Maybe even a really good Christmas present when we get to December. Still, don't get your hopes up too high. These three industries doing a little bit better isn't going to turn this entire downward trend in the market around. Again, we don't expect to see that to happen until spring or early summer. Let me talk a little bit about SouthTech. We just came back from the show. It was very upbeat. Both builders and customers were excited about the economic environment. There were some people in the form and fab side of the business who told me that August and September was shaping up to be the best 2 months that they've had in over 2 years. And that's a lot to say for the form and fab business, because in 2017 they had a fantastic year. So while the metal removal side may be a little bit of doldrums, it looks like the form and fab side will be on an uptrend as we go to finish off 2019. With respect to the trade issues, we've got some pretty good news coming out about Japan and China, but they're partial agreements. They're not even complete agreements. And as a result, don't put a whole lot of store into those things turning around before we get to the end of the year. Probably won't have any significant impact on trade itself until sometime later in 2020. With respect to NAFTA 2.0, there's still a great deal of hope, and I'm an optimist that this package will get put to bed by our Congress sometime before they take a recess. They have to do a lot of work to get that done. There's a lot of other issues popping up in the way, like impeachment. But again, we're on track for finish up this year about 20% down from 2018, and with a very short and shallow dip in the market, with a conclusion and a return to growth sometime by the second quarter of 2020. So with that, I'll look forward to talking to you next month about the order levels for October. Until then, have a great fall.